The Attorney General mentioned that they also have intention of not only turning the general public sector into a safe zone, but even the parliament, as in where the senators, where the members of parliament are. So anyone who would not be vaccinated, who is not vaccinated, would then not be able to enter the parliament. The government was intending to start a safe zone in the parliament itself. Calls for dialogue anger as senators react to parliament's safe zone plan. Government's plan to make Parliament a safe zone for only vaccinated workers needs more meaningful, genuine consultations. Independent Senator Paul Richards yesterday responded to questions from Guardian Media about the move by the government to make Parliament a safe zone as signaled by the Attorney General. There should be meaningful, genuine consultations with key stakeholders on this critical matter before any final decision is made, Richards said. Listen, that whole statement sounds like the statements that mean nearly nothing that politicians always say. like listen to these words. There should be meaningful, genuine consultations with key stakeholders on this critical matter before any final decision is made. Like, that statement, it says something, but it nearly means nothing to you when you think about it. It's so politically correct that whatever the meaning of the statement is kind of lost. He's saying that we need to talk before you try and put in these kind of serious measures in place. Richards said that the level of engagement is needed not just for parliamentarians, but should be used across the nation. Not only for Parliament, but nationally. But while Richards wants more discussion, the opposition does not want any more talk on the matter. Opposition Senator Wade Mark yesterday said that the government's intention to make Parliament a safe zone for only the vaccinated, would fail. Clearly, you all need to listen to how this opposition senator went in here. Clearly, the Attorney General must be joking. He just cannot be serious, Mark said. Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi said Tuesday the intention was to have all government spaces into safe zones and only vaccinated employees will be allowed in, and that includes the Red House. While the government has made it clear that all its members are vaccinated, there has been no blanket information on all opposition MPs or senators. The Attorney General is not the employer of MPs and senators, Mark said. And I think that is actually a very good point. When it comes to Parliament, the employers of the MPs and the senators isn't the government. The government doesn't employ them. The government isn't their boss. So can the government really set that policy? That's very interesting. There exists, this is Senator Mark continuing here, there exists an independent body known as the Salaries Review Commission. Terms and conditions are set by this independent commission, not by Faris Al-Rawi, which is entrenched in the nation's constitution. Further, there is the well-established principle known as the separation of powers. The parliament, the executive, and the judiciary are the three organs of state and are independent of each other, Mark said. No one can or is allowed to impose its will upon the other without dire consequences for the very fabric of the state. He said the Attorney General should be well aware of this well-entrenched principle, which is deeply rooted in our nation's constitution. And I think this is one of the most potent points. Now, many of the statements from Senator Mark I find ludicrous, but this, I think, was actually an interesting point. There's a point to be taken in here. Can the government, through health policy, determine that the opposition cannot enter the parliament and discuss the country's business? Can the government do that? And wouldn't that be against the very nature of the democratic system? Can you really say as a government, okay, because we determine that this is a health risk, we are going to set a policy in place that the opposing members of parliament cannot enter the chamber? I don't, thanks for the cat. I don't think that would be within the remit of a democratic country. That doesn't make sense in a democracy. And I understand the argument, okay, it's a dangerous disease, it's a dangerous virus, we want to protect everyone. But I don't think that protection would sensibly be able to be extended to the extent where you could protect everyone by disbanding your opposition. And what happens now if the case is all of the opposition members decide they're never going to put in their vaccination status? They're never going to tell anyone it. It's strange.